Hey everyone. It's a little crazy in my house right now. I can tell that the boys are out there wrestling. So if you hear anything like that, the screaming, that's just them being boys. It's a little hot here today, and so they're feeling a little cooped up. We got a little taste of fall, and then it went away. So I wanted to give you an update real quick today, though, because some things have changed now with my surgery because of some health concerns. So the first one, well, basically, let me just start with I had what I think was a PVC, which is a preventricular contraction. I've had them for like 10 years, usually brought on by a myriad of things from caffeine to stress to anemia. And I usually have them in pregnancy, and then I was having them outside of pregnancy as too when I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. So anyway, that's what it felt like. I was just walking through Walmart. I had one of these PVCs that actually made my world kind of black out for a minute. It was a strange experience because PVCs usually just make me really weak and tired. But this was a totally different thing, and it kind of freaked me out. I ended up going to the ER. I did not have any more PVCs while I was at the ER, which is kind of unusual. Once I have one, usually I have several, and I didn't. But my blood work came back that I was indeed anemic. So that changed everything with this surgery. So I had to call my surgeon. They were faxed the CBC. They came back with, hey, we're not going to do surgery until your numbers are up and stable, because my second blood draw was even lower than the first one. So now I am waiting for yet another blood draw. I've been taking iron and vitamin C, trying to get it to absorb better. I have always had anemia issues in pregnancy, like severe anemia issues, to the point where I've seen a hematologist, I've had iron infusions. It's just something that the women in my family struggle with, it seems like. At least I know my mom has always struggled with anemia. She, in fact, quit giving blood because she could never seem to have, stable numbers. And so I know it's something that runs in our family. And the hematologist said it's really an absorption issue, and I just struggle to absorb the iron like I should. Now I'm taking B vitamins, I'm taking everything that you would think is supposed to help with that. I was not taking vitamin C anymore. We were taking, during the winter, we were taking a chewable vitamin C, and those have aluminum in them most of the time, and I really hate to be giving anybody those. So I just never transitioned to taking like the pill form. I gave the kids Emergency, the drink, and they were drinking that, and then we just upped our citrus content and things like that. But I don't eat a lot of citrus. It's just not something that sits very well in my stomach. So I was not getting the vitamin C anymore. And now that I think back, I noticed that I began craving ice about 6 months ago, and that would be about the time we quit taking the vitamin C. So now that's all clicking. I just thought of that as I was talking here. That makes sense. So anyway, I noticed that I was craving ice, which is always a telltale sign that I have gone below 10 on my hemoglobin. And so sure enough, I was in the lower nines. Not as bad as I am in pregnancy. I have actually been in the lower sevens in pregnancy before. And that's about the point where they gave me the infusion. So what I'm waiting for now is to get my numbers back up. We went ahead and rescheduled for the end of November, which in some ways I think is going to be a little bit better. It's right after Thanksgiving, but long enough before Christmas that I should be back up and running by Christmas. We'll see. I don't know. I have had 4 C-sections, and I know some people have likened it to a C-section, but I'm not convinced it's quite the same thing. So we shall see. This could be quite interesting. But anyway, I'm waiting on that. I am also on a heart monitor because for 30 days I'm on an event monitor, which is actually a pretty cool little thing. I have it in my back pocket here. I have leads here and here. And then I have this little thing that's in my back pocket, and it's basically recording. I record, but it also records on its own, so I don't have to be in charge of making sure that I record every single event that happens. But what I'm doing is anything that feels weird to me, I'm pushing the button and then recording what I'm feeling. Really, I think what's going on is the anemia. Anemia totally throws off all kinds of things. I also think that my magnesium still is not quite right. I switched to a different magnesium, and I think it was not a good choice what I switched to, because about 30 days into that switch is when I had this really crazy event. I was also having like restless leg symptoms again, and muscle cramps, and all kinds of things that are both anemia and magnesium related. So we shall see what happens as I'm taking this medication and seeing if I can get those numbers to go to the right place now so that I can actually have the surgery. But we do have the surgery in place just in case my numbers are fine. I am really praying that everything goes smoothly with this, because first of all, I needed to try to figure out the anemia thing. I needed to figure out the heart thing as well. That was important. I needed to not have that stress. So I'm glad that all of this happened, but in the same token, I'm also like, why did I go to the ER? But I I shouldn't feel like that. I just, things like this cause more stress in my life than they actually eliminate. But it is good to go to the doctor and to find out what's going on if you feel like something is off. So that's my advice. Don't, do as I do as I say. So anyway, that is the update. We are just waiting now for the anemia to go away. And I will hopefully have good news for you here in a few weeks. We'll see you later.